If you're somebody who's interested in trading the market, but don't have the time to stare at the screen 24 hours a day because you actually have a life, there's a brand new platform that I really like called DNA Funded that offers you all the time in the world to pass their challenges at very modest fees, very fair leverage, and the ability to trade virtually any instrument under the sun. I'm Boris Schlossberg. Let's examine DNA Funded. But wait until the end of the video because I have a very special offer for you that's sure to blow your mind. There's a lot of things to like about DNA Funded. It offers you up to $600,000 worth of funding. Its fees are very modest. It has decent leverage. But I think most importantly of all, it's backed by a broker, and as a result, it offers truly a wide variety of instruments to trade. Whether it's Forex, commodities, crypto, indices, and even CFD stocks, you can trade virtually anything you like at very, very tight spreads and great execution, even on the weekends. This to me is a great advantage, especially for most people who don't have all the time in the world to stare at the screens and make the market their whole life. If you want just to trade casually but effectively, this is a great platform because it doesn't put any kind of pressure on you to pass your challenge quickly. And that makes it a very, very good opportunity for anybody who wants to just try the idea of trading the markets at a very, very small fixed cost without having to take a big risk with their own capital. So let's take a look at the DNA Markets platform and see exactly how easy it is to trade this prop firm. Okay, let's take a look at the DNA Funded platform, which runs on TradeLocker. That's a platform that is multidisciplinary. It can work on Mac, it can work on Windows, and it can actually work directly in your browser, which makes it incredibly easy to operate because you really don't need any software if you don't want to have any. You can just use your browser Chrome and it'll work perfectly well within it, like I am doing right now. The other great thing about TradeLocker that I like very much is that it has built-in TradingView. It looks like TradingView, right? It actually acts like TradingView. It has all the TradingView tools here. You can go into, for example, ABCD patterns. You can go into the Fibonacci tool right over here. You can do the trend line tools, whatever you like, totally possible to be able to do in TradingView, also possible to do in TradeLocker. It's kind of built into it. This is a great advantage, by the way, because you also don't have to pay any additional money for TradingView in order to be able to use it as a result of this. And just like TradingView, it also has indicators that you can attach to it, all the built-in indicators in TradingView. I just simply trade with moving averages, so it's very simple for me. But if you want to get very complicated, you can use all sorts of indicators, any combinations, really, really useful. But what I really like about TradeLocker is this very clean segregation of all the instruments it trades. As I said to you, DNA Funded is backed by a broker and they trade over 800 different instruments. But what's cool is how they segregate everything by sector. So you can trade crypto, you can trade commodities, you can trade majors, you can trade Forex minors, you can trade indices, and of course, some of your more important NASDAQ stocks, NYSE stocks, anything you like. The spreads are extremely tight. For example, let's take a look at something that is very active, obviously, like NASDAQ here. NASDAQ is 1.4. That's it. That's a very, very good spread. It's basically the spread that you're going to get on the futures if you're going to simply buy it at offer, sell at bid. So really, really tight. US 30, also a really, really popular CFD. That's 180. Also very, very tight spread on a 44,000 notional product. To be 180 tight means you can really scalp if you wanted to, for all the heart's content. So you have all of the indices. You have Forex over here. You can go to the Forex majors. The Forex pairs are even tighter than the indices, of course. I mean, Euro, I believe is, where's your dollar here? Your dollar, it's 1 pipette wide. That's 1/10 of 1 pip. That's how tight the spreads are. It's really ridiculous at how good and clean this is as far as spreads goes. So this allows you, of course, to trade more short-term if you wanted to. But as I said, one of the things I really like about the DNA Funded product is that it can also let you trade on a much more leisurely swing light or intraday basis. Let's put a trade in because this is also a very, very easy and simple process over here. All I gotta do is just open up my trade ticket over here and I just need to put my cursor into the stop loss column. Actually, the stop loss needs to go above here, right? And I need to put my cursor over here into the take profit column and bring it down. Oops, let me bring the take profit down. And I want to be short. And you can see that I can visually set up my stop loss and take profit right off the chart. And then I can just simply hit sell and I'm in the position. and position is open, and I have the stop and the target all set up here, and I can actually move here's my take profit. I can grab it over here. I can modify it. I can say modify order, right? And I can just literally drag it over here into profit, and I should be done. And I should be able to take my profit, say confirm, and I should be able to complete my trade. As you can see right over here, it marked the sell over here and my take profit over here. Really simple. That makes it, I think, extremely easy for beginner traders, intermediate traders, or anybody else to configure your trades. The other good thing I like about it is it marks the trades nicely over here. You see it marks the trade, tells you on the chart exactly what trades you did. And of course, there's a full accounting of all your trades that you've done. You can go in your dashboard and see exactly what trades you're making, how your stop losses and targets are, generally your win ratio, anything else that you want to do as far as your statistics, of course, available for full force over there. Overall, it's essentially like trading directly off TradingView charts. That's as simple as it is, with both visual and textual clues to set up your starts and targets. And of course, there is a mobile version of this, so you can do this directly from your phone. One of the cool things, by the way, about it is it trades Forex on the weekends. So for those traders that want to trade prop trading, but may not have time to trade during the day because they're busy with actual life, you can trade on the weekend and see if you can pass your props on the weekend. Crypto moves quite a lot on the weekends, so there's more than enough volatility there to see if you can make your target. So that is the platform for DNA funding. Now let's take a look at the website itself. Okay guys, let's take a look at DNA Funded in a little more detail. Clearly they have an enormous amount of trading assets at their fingertips, over 800 tradable assets, so it gives you plenty of opportunity to trade different approaches if you're specifically interested in that particular market. 16 different challenge options, and they fund you up to $600,000. Let's take a look at their challenge options because I think those are the most interesting. They're clearly divided into 3 different categories, and I'll show you what I think are the most interesting and promising possibilities here. The challenge options come in 6 flavors: 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. As with all CFD prop firms, it's sort of like one risk-reward ratio for all of these levels. So if you're really interested in trying to get funded for the most amount of money, it really doesn't matter because your risk-reward ratios are equal whether the account is $5,000 or $200,000. However, if you just want to simply try out and see how well your experience goes and maybe just want to test out the account, I don't think anything like a $10,000 and $25,000 account is very reasonable because it's a little bit of money. It gives you a really good flavor of how the whole process goes. Best thing about this, of course, is that none of these options, except for the rapid 10 days, have any time limit on them. And if you're a casual trader who just wants to discover the markets and see how well you do in them and maybe learn a lot and also get a chance to participate and get funded if you get good at it, this really takes a lot of the pressure off of you. The ratios are also pretty reasonable. You basically have only 3 days minimum to be able to trade something, so you could actually get funded in 3 days if you really hit your targets well. The profit target is 10 up, 5% on a daily drawdown, and 6% overall on the drawdown. So effectively, when you have these 10, 5% daily drawdown, that's really how I look at my ratios. It's a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, basically, because if you're going to hit your maximum daily loss, you're still kind of alive in the account, but generally, you're probably going to blow the account because you're so close to blowout level. So the very fact that it's very close, I like the fact that, they don't really game the system by making it a 3% max daily loss. They give you plenty of room to breathe if you need room for stops to run. 10-5, very fair, very standard, pretty much how everybody runs it. 1 to 30 leverage, except for, of course, as I said, because cryptos is just Bitcoin moves 10% a day. You don't even need leverage on crypto to kind of get funded on the account. So I generally have to temper that down. And I think the commodities, gold also moves quite a lot during the day. So they temper those down to 1 to 10, which is more than enough to get the job done, to get funded, which is really the key thing here at 10% target. That's the one phase structure. It's very simple. You just, you hit your target, you get funded, you're ready to go. The 2-phase structure, a little bit cheaper because there's actually a 2-target product, which is first you got to hit 10%, and then you have a second phase where you need to hit 5%. And your max losses here are expanded, and also is your leverage expanded. This basically gives you a little bit more breathing room, but it forces you to make bigger targets. It's up to you. It depends very much on what kind of a personality you have and whether a smaller discount really matters to you. This is really, I think, a small discount relative to the payoff. I am a big fan of one and done. I like the one phase challenges because it's simple and clean. You hit your targets, you're done, good. Two phase feels like you got to take 2 tests to get to pass the school, and I'm not a fan of that structure. But either way, they offer you different possibilities. You can do whatever you like. But the thing that I really love is one that I think is designed for, let's say, intermediate level traders or people who have a little bit more confidence, or perhaps you've done 2 or 3 of these and you've kind of tried and you've gotten better, you maybe came close. Is I love the rapid idea, because the rapid idea here is really clean. It's basically, I mean, if you think about this, just 5%. Look at this. It's just a 5% target against a base 4% drawdown. Essentially even money trade. You got to do it in 10 days. With a minimum of 3 days trading, 1 to 30 leverage. It's kind of a thing where, you hit 2 or 3 quality trades at 2% each. You're done. It doesn't really require much to hit the target. And you're super funded and you're ready to go. I love this idea. It's a little bit more expensive, but generally not much more. I mean, if you think about this, it's 99 against 59. Really, it's not much of a difference. And I think, it's actually, no, the 10,000 one, here they take away the 1,000 one. So the 10,000 one is 89. And in the rapid, it's only 99. It's just $10 more. The 25,000 in the one phase is 179, and the rapid is 189. I mean, it's really virtually no difference. And if you're a new trader, you probably want to start out with the one phase, give yourself ample time, see how it goes, test it out, do a couple of strategies, do all those things that are sort of good behavioral characteristics for new traders. But if you've traded this before, you have a relatively strong confidence of what you want to do and you know exactly how you hit those targets, doing the rapid is really awesome because it's such a short target to hit. Let's take a look at just some of their FAQs, because just to understand basically what their structure is and how they pay stuff out and understand all of their terms and conditions. We're going to go to the FAQ section over here. Most of the stuff is very, very standard. They're going to pay you out in 14 days, either in crypto or in bank wire money. You can buy a booster, like a special extra fee, and they'll pay you out in 7 days if you want to withdraw it. They do have a unique, but I think kind of a interesting structure of how they pay you out, which some people may find problematic, but I actually think is quite good. What they do is on your first 3 payouts that you do on a $10,000 account, they cap you at $500 per payout. So, and you may say, well, what if I made 2,000 and I deserve all that money? Yes, I mean, that's probably unfair, but the chances of you doing 2,000 are very unlikely. And they do this for 2 reasons, which I think are very, very smart. They basically force you to have very modest, much more realistic targets once you get funded of how you want to get paid out. This actually is going to get a lot more people paid out than promising them the world. Because I tell you what happens all the time, I see this in my room all the time. People will get funded, they'll pass the eval with very aggressive trading, and they go same aggressive trading into the funded account and they drop it. The percentage of people who actually collect money on a payout is smaller than the percentage of people who actually pass the eval. And the reason why is because they're using very, very aggressive tactics on the paid accounts, which are almost impossible to do in that fashion, and they all get blown out. And all the other firms know this, so they dangle this promise. Oh, I'm going to pay you $1 million if you hit $1 million. When in fact they know the first thing you're going to do is blow that account, and then they're going to pay you anything. So these guys, by saying, look, we're going to pay you the first 3 payments, $500. We're going to capitate your payouts at $500 each. That is going to force you, first of all, to trade very conservatively, and second, give you a much greater chance of getting paid out consistently. After that, it's unlimited. So you're in really, really good shape after that. And I think that's going to actually let a lot of people collect on their funded accounts, much more so than the other way around. The other thing that I really like about them as far as the FAQs go is they allow pretty much everything in a relaxed fashion. They let you trade news within 10 minutes of the news. They let you do EAs if you want to do EAs, as long as you don't do any kind of arbitrage or latency arbitrage or any kind of cheating EAs where there's a latent feed and you're just trying to cheat them out of money. Basically, any kind of a standard realized algorithmic approach that is a legitimate trading approach, they let you do. Most importantly, they let you hold overnight and they let you trade weekends. And what that means is you can trade low and slow for as long as you need And that's going to give you a much greater chance of success, especially for traders that are not watching the screen 24 hours a day, trading for every tick. You can do leisurely long trades. Maybe it'll take you 3 or 4 weeks, maybe it'll take you 2 or 3 months, but you're gonna have a much higher chance of success and possibly getting funded, and then more importantly, keeping that account. So if you think about this, it's an amazingly interesting approach. You basically don't have to become a day trader in order to trade prop. You can be a very casual trader. Very few prop firms allow weekend holding or overnight holding, which is another way of how they get you to basically constantly churn your account over and over and over again. And these guys have a much more leisurely and I think a much more organic approach to how to prop trade the account. So that in a nutshell is DNA Funded. Now, I got something very, very special to tell you. DNA Funded has partnered with us to offer us and only us a very, very special offer for you guys, which is that you can, using our affiliate link, buy one account and get 2 free. That means instead of just being able to purchase one evaluation trial, you can purchase 3 of them. This gives you an enormous amount of flexibility. You can trade one account on Forex, one on indices, or perhaps one on day trading, one on swing trading, whatever you want. And you can do this as much as you like. And it's not just limited to 1 for 2. If you wanted to buy a set, you could probably buy 2 for 6. You can just use that same link and double up your accounts to maybe even 3 for 9. You can harvest and inventory all those accounts and use them to your heart's content. This gives you an opportunity to trade multiple strategies, multiple assets, multiple ideas, multiple risk parameters. You could even trade a couple of rapids, maybe a couple of 1 phases, and maybe a couple of 2 phases. Whatever you like, it's a mix and match process. As long as you get 1, you can get 2 of the same kind for the price of just 1. That's an amazing, amazing offer these guys made. It's only available through us. Get that link in the comments below and enjoy yourself. I'll see you guys in the markets.